kind of just doing like a random NBA topic video. We're going to be talking about my own personal all-time All-NBA teams. So what that kind of means is my best lineup I can create for a first team, second team, and a third team. So hopefully that makes some sort of sense. You'll see how we go on. So make sure you like the video. If you like this idea, like me to do more of these are just like chill, relaxed basketball talking videos where it's just like a random topic we talk about. And also like the video if you just like the video. And also comment down below maybe your own personal best starting five that you think is unstoppable down in the comments. So anyways, make sure you subscribe to the channel as well for all the randomness that I post on this channel. And yeah, let us get started. Alright guys, so what kind of inspired me to actually do this video was I think I saw a TikTok of Colin Cowherd who did his own all-time first team, second team, and third team, and it gave me some inspiration, you could say. I thought it was a cool topic, and I think I have talked about it before, about my own personal like best starting lineup ever, which again, comment down below. I would love to know yours. And yeah, I'm going to be doing that. So usually when you do sort of videos like this, you build up from third team to second team to first team, but I think everyone's first team sort of looks kind of similar. So I think I'm going to do first team first, then second team, then third team, and sort of just say who I want, say how these teams sort of correlate with each other, and again, just sort of pick players not only solely based off talent. I'm going to be basing these off of talent and also, you know, greatness, accolades. You know, if two players are kind of similar, I'm going to pick the one with the more accolades, the greater of the player. Maybe they're not better, maybe they didn't have a better peak, but just to make this like an all-time team, I'm going to be taking the, you know, greater accolade player, if that makes any sense. So with my first, I guess, pick, you could say, for my All-NBA first team, again, comment down below. I would really love to know yours before you get all nice and comfy. And again, it's a player that I think we all might even take first. I mean, of course, some people might pick another player. I'm picking LeBron James first for my small forward position on my all-time first team. And again, my first team is my best team I can make. LeBron James, of course, the guy who does it all, can pass, can score, in his heyday could defend. He's a 6'8", 6'9", train for sure, and maybe one of the, if not the most talented, if not the GOAT of basketball. Definitely have to have LeBron James on your first team, at least in my opinion. Averaged 27 points per game, almost a block a game, almost 2 steals a game, 7.5 assists, 8 rebounds, just does everything. And even now, he can shoot a 3, which is also kind of crazy. Can't shoot a free throw very well, but can hit threes. A player that's going to be pretty much the floor general of this team, almost like a point forward. I think you can surround LeBron with anyone and it'll be a great team, but obviously him with even more greater players is just amazing. So my first pick, LeBron James, no doubt. Second pick, though, is going to be probably a lot of your first picks. You have Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan on my all-time first team, no doubt. Michael Jordan is the GOAT. In my opinion, he is the greatest basketball player of all time, with his accolades, the story, his skill set, his stats, everything. Is he the best player, though? No, I think LeBron's the best player to ever pick up a basketball. But Jordan just has, you know, the greatness, the accolades, the 6-0, the dream team, the storyline, everything about Michael. It kind of puts him over at the top of me in that conversation. But obviously Michael Jordan, a 30-point per game scorer. And it could hit the 3 a little bit later in his career, which would be nice. He averaged over 2 steals per game, 5 assists, 6 rebounds, nearly a block. I mean, it's LeBron and Jordan. I feel like those two are going to be on all of our all-time teams. So those are pretty easy. The other positions is where we get kind of interesting, and I think I'm going to go with a more safer pick. And for my center position, and again, my own opinion, if I'm building the best team possible, I'm building it not only based off of, how good they are, but also, accolades and everything. I'm going to have Shaq. Yes, Shaq. I'm picking Shaq as my center for my all-time team. The prime Shaquille O'Neal was, at least in my opinion, still the most dominant, unstoppable player we have ever seen in basketball history. Just look up his stat lines from 2000 to 2002. I mean, this guy was literally putting up 35 points, 15 rebound, 4 block shot games. He was just unstoppable. Sure, he was more of a heavy set guy, but man, would he run the floor. He would rim run, he would defend, he would get the ball in the post. He was a demanding player. And obviously having a guy like LeBron to feed that post, to not only run and gun with this team, with Jordan and his own athleticism, absolutely insane. So I'm picking Shaq as my center for my all-time first team. Controversy time. Even though Shaq is probably a very controversial pick, I'm going even more controversial. For my point guard, I'm pretty sure a lot of people would pick another one, which would be good. But I'm picking Steph Curry. And no, this is not me, hyping up Steph Curry to be the best, the greatest point guard. I don't think he is. I think Magic is the GOAT. But if we're talking building the best team possible, with also having great accolades, doing things no one else has ever seen, I think Steph Curry fits the bill pretty well, and it's a very good argument. So Steph, Jordan, LeBron, and Shaq. Steph, he's going to be creating so much floor space for guys, again, crazy athleticism with LeBron and Michael Jordan. Sure, you're giving up some on defense, but then again, you have Jordan and LeBron to back you up, and then Shaq Diesel in the paint to lock it down. Steph Curry's defense is his offense. How much he moves, his stamina, the way he creates so much effort for the opponents. That is his defense, is tearing down guys when they're trying to stop him. So floor spacing, his own craftiness, his own skill set. I'm picking Steph Curry. Then maybe the biggest controversy here, and again, this might also go to more play style, you could say, but for my power forward, maybe even my small forward, you could say, I think I'm going to go with Kevin Durant. And again, one of my favorite players of all time. I haven't picked yet, but I will very soon, because I think it fits the play style a lot better. But I think for this play style, just getting a pure scorer next to a facilitator like LeBron, even Curry can. You have a go-to scorer in Michael Jordan, and now you also have a 7-foot, unstoppable, unguardable, defensive-minded guy when he wants to be in Kevin Durant. I think his defense and how much it's grown when he was on that Golden State Warrior team was an insane showing. So I think that, plus I think we can all sort of agree that KD does well on super teams when he's not the main focal point, and I think with a team like this would be a perfect place for him to be, just to slip in, do his role, which is just put the ball in the basket, which is perfect for him. So for my all-time number one first team, I got Curry, Jordan, LeBron, KD, and Shaq. That's my starting five for my best team possible. But now, let's get a little bit deeper into the conversation on my all-time second and third team. Alrighty, so next up we have my all-time NBA second team, which again, I thought this was kind of a cool idea because I can deep dive a little bit more into some different players. Also, really sorry if you can hear my neighbors upstairs. I feel like, it's either my neighbors upstairs being loud or my neighbors to the side of me being too loud. One of them aren't as loud, so I'm just going to be filming and seeing how this turns out. I'll try to drown him out though, but on my all-time second team, starting point guard, of course, Magic Johnson. And again, I feel like Magic, not being able to create as much space for guys already that are like kind of similar to him and LeBron James, I feel like on a team of his own could really help out, facilitate and run a show a lot better, no offense, but also, again, it's just a better fit to have him on his own team, you could say. Magic Johnson, of course, being one of the leaders in assists per game, averaging 11 in his entire career, 19 points, 7 rebounds, leading some of the greatest teams in NBA history. A 6'9" guy who can do it all, and kind of a low-key underrated defender. Not a great one, but a really solid one at that. So him, first pick of my second team, I think it does make a little bit of sense. Next up, we need a definite scorer for this team, and for that, for the 2 spot, taking Kobe Bryant. Yes, Magic and Kobe are running the show together. Of course, if you can have Michael Jordan, you gotta have Kobe Bryant, and that just makes so much sense. He's basically the same player, but basically just a better shooter. Still has that sort of go-get-em alpha mentality. He's a guy that he can be an offense all in himself. So, Kobe with the second pick, Magic with the first pick. Let's see, let's pick a big. And I think for my first big, I think you gotta get the running mate of Magic Johnson in Kareem Abdul Jabbar, which again could definitely be on your all-time #1 team. I just love the sort of athleticism and sort of obvious dominance that Shaq had. I'm not saying Kareem wasn't that, but I think just shows that a little bit more. But I think with a player that can really set him up probably a lot better, and obviously some like familiarity, if this is like a realistic thing, with having Magic Johnson as his point guard and get into his spots, getting to where he needs to be. I think Kareem on this team with Magic, and also a guy who, if they do double Kobe's going to be wide open every time, so that's going to be perfect for the squad. So, Magic, Kobe, Kareem. Then we have our 2 forward spots, and one of them is, again, one of my favorite players that could definitely be in the all-first team for at least myself, but again, play style-wise, I love him on this team, and it's the rival of Magic Johnson with Larry Bird. Larry Legend, back-to-back MVP in the NBA, the last one to do it. Played on one of the greatest NBA teams of all time. Played for arguably the greatest franchise with the Boston Celtics. Can shoot the ball, can defend, can facilitate, can do it all. And that's why kind of having a do-it-all player already in LeBron James on a whole different level, I feel like having him on this second team makes a lot more sense. So, putting Larry Bird in this one. And then for my power forward position, giving it up to the greatest power forward to ever do it, in Tim Duncan. So this team, you could say, is definitely more of a traditional, almost like a half-court set type of team. Definitely more of your traditional style of team with 2 bigs. Obviously, Tim Duncan, a post god in himself, crazy defensive guy, rebounder, can shoot the ball off the backboard in any position he's in. Obviously, his leadership and his camaraderie is also a key for this team. Obviously, having a very, I want to say, very alpha-headed guy in Kobe, and also with Magic and Larry, Tim Duncan will be the guy there to sort of hopefully mellow out everyone out. So yeah, and also with Kareem as well. So yeah, so I have Magic, Kobe, Bird, Duncan, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. So my first team was definitely more of like, a team that can really win in any era. I feel like they can play any era. They can 3-point shoot. They have athleticism. They can defend. They can do it all. This team's more of a traditional half-court, 2 bigs, more of like a play set type of team that's gonna, slow it down and sort of like run you into the ground. You know what I mean? So sort of 2 different play styles, but also just by themselves as a first team and second team makes a lot of sense. So yeah, going on to my all-time third team. Now the third team is actually kind of a hard one to think about. I think what mostly intrigues me about my teams is like how I said before, they're kind of categorized as different things. Team number 1 is kind of like my best team. It can win in any era. Team number 2, more of like a half-court set, slow it down type of team. My third team, you can probably guess sort of the theming of this team as well. And at center, kind of a good start to that. I'm going to have Wilt Chamberlain, which, yes, well, I don't want to spoil it, but obviously some great players are going to be left out on this list. So again, I would love to know yours down in the comments. But Wilt Chamberlain, of course, the 100-point man, the crazy superstar of back in the day. He can give it to you on offense and defense. Sure, you can say he only played, plumbers back in the day, but hey, he put up some crazy stats, had a crazy story that people have told about his athleticism and how gifted he was as an athlete. I need that guy running the floor on my third team, and you're going to see why, because at point guard, actually, again, known as being one of the first super crafty, amazing, skillful players in the NBA who also played at a crazy fast pace when he entered the league. And that's Isiah Thomas. I'm having Isiah Thomas run my show for my third team, which I still don't really know how I feel about. I think he's a great player, multiple-time champion, on one of the best teams with the Bad Boys, has a great mindset of wanting to win at any cost, and obviously that's very important. And again, having a guy like Wilt to run the show and run the floor with, I feel like would be really great. Not a great three-point shooting start though. Coming in at my other guard position, I have Dwyane Wade. Dwyane Wade, the third greatest shooting guard of all time. Kind of makes sense that I'm putting him here. He averaged in his career 22 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds. In his best year in the NBA, averaged 30 points, which is absolutely insane. 7.5 assists as well in that same year. Over a block, 2 steals. Insane of a player. So, D-Wade, Isiah Thomas, Wilt Chamberlain at the 5. You can guess probably the theming. This is a run and gun team. This team is going to run the ball down your throat, pause, and really be amazing at that. So with Isiah Thomas and Dwyane Wade, 2 guards sort of on the smaller end, I kind of need a big to sort of, well, not a big, a forward to sort of help out with that. And this is where I get kind of confused with my argument. Obviously, a player, and if it was very skillful, like Kawhi Leonard, would look really good to this team. But again, him and Scottie Pippen are pretty close. But again, if I'm going with also accolades and greatness and what we've seen from a total career, I'm going to go with Scottie Pippen at my 3. Again, a great defender, a great offensive player too, who would have been a star on any other team in the NBA if he wasn't teammates with Michael Jordan. I mean, this guy, in his career, only averaged 16 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists. Again, sort of a do-it-all style of player. But, I feel like it was pretty heavily underrated. In his best year, he averaged 22 points, 3 steals, almost a block a game as well in that season, about 6 assists and 8 rebounds. So, again, a do-it-all guy at forward. You can see theming for every team. I love forwards that can do that. And I feel like D-Wade was a really good defender in his heyday. Same with Scottie. Even though King has some size with having Isiah Thomas and D-Wade there, Scottie Pippen will make up for that, I feel. So, that's sort of my wing. And then at my last forward position, I think I'm going to go with another guy who really played pretty good in the open court. Didn't really get a whole lot of showing doing that because, again, the team he was on, the teammate he had. I think I'm going to go with Karl Malone, a scoring machine as well. So, again, a theming of running gun and being a very fast-paced team. I love this idea. Not a lot of shooting, but this team, you won't even have a chance to sort of set up and defend the 3 because they're going to be slashing and scoring at will from the interior, having great post presence from guys like Karl Malone and Wilt Chamberlain who can be down low. You can just instantly throw the ball to them and they can create for themselves, or again, running gun, running the boards, offensive rebounding. It's absolutely insane. And obviously Karl Malone, one of the best scorers in NBA's history, can play with a great guard like Isiah Thomas. I like the idea. So for that team, I have Isiah Thomas, Dwyane Wade, Scottie Pippen, Karl Malone, and Wilt Chamberlain, which does mean players like, Hakeem Olajuwon, David Robinson, Steve Nash, Oscar Robertson, trying to think of other like forwards. Again, like we're talking about with Kawhi Leonard, not going to be there. You mean guys who had really high peaks, like a T-Mac or Grant Hill, we're not going to be seeing. Maybe I could pick like a 6-man for every team. Maybe that'd be kind of cool. But yeah, that's my all-time All-NBA best team I can make for first team, second team, third team. And I would love to know yours. So again, I think it's also kind of cool. Like again, I categorize them as my first team, my best team, my second team, probably the second best team, but also more of like a half-court set team. And then my third team is just like a run and gun, very fast-paced style of team. So yeah, I think that this was a fun video. So definitely let me know again down in the comments your own first team, or maybe if you want to do all of them, I guess go for it. And yeah, make sure you like the video if you do like the video, and obviously make sure you subscribe to the channel if you want to. We're almost at 13,000, which is insane. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I love you, love you, love you, love you, love you, love you, and I'll see you again.